some of them are missing completely. All right, folks, welcome back to another episode of Odyssey Life. I'm Bernie. This is the Odyssey Life Workshop, and I am doing cartwheels that you decided to stop by this morning because today we got a FL250 GT250 giveaway episode for you. That's right. We're still prepping parts for either powder coating or restoration to go back on the buggy during final reassembly. And today we're going to be working on our seat back, our axle with our brake drum and all the associated parts, and we'll be getting into that in a minute. But really quick, I wanted to tell you, we did have a very happy winner of the FL250 tune-up kit, Mr. Bruno Vaz from the country of Mexico. Took a little bit for me to get it in the mail, had to sign some custom forms and stuff, but we're really grateful for Bruno down there. He has two FL250s, and he's holding it down, showing some FL250 love down there in Mexico. So we got to give a big shout out to Bruno, and also Mr. Two Stroke Toys, who answered the call of duty when Joe from Odd ATV posted we needed a rear caliper for our giveaway buggy. Within hours, no exaggeration, within hours, Mr. Two Stroke Toys, Mr. Parker, he has the first street legal FL250, I believe, in the country. He had a caliper in a box in the mail with a tracking number on its way. And in fact, we got that today. Here it is. We're going to go ahead. We're going to open that up later. We're going to give this an inspection. So, yeah, big thanks to Mr. Parker. I'm really feeling the love over there on the Odyssey Life Facebook page. So if you want a different Odyssey experience, head over there, click join, get in on the action, learn a little bit about these fantastic machines. So yeah, guys, sorry about all the gab, but there's so many exciting things going on. And as I always say, all these exciting things and all this cool stuff is sponsored by our sponsor, Joe, over there at Odd ATV. We couldn't do it without you, Joe. Go ahead, swing over there. If you own a buggy, he's the premier place for FL250 and 350 parts, and we're grateful for him every day. Yeah, Joe does a big service for us, and we really appreciate it. So, all right, guys, FL250 day, part restoration, new caliper from Mr. Parker. Let's check it out. All right. Hey, another big thanks to Parker for shipping out that brake caliper. We're really super excited and appreciative for him doing that. So yeah, okay, guys. So what we're here for today initially is brake drum, axle hanger. We're going to disassemble, get everything ready for cleaning and finishing, so we can go ahead and have these parts powder coated or painted. So then we can put new bearings and seals in and then put it back onto the GT250. So the first step, or the first thing we want to do to getting this done, is we want to remove this crown nut and this big thick old washer. Just going to temporarily sit that here. We're going to grab our brake, grab our axle, and pull. There we go. Now we're just left with the brake drum, and the axle hanger. So now, so we don't lose these, we're going to go ahead, put our crown nut and washer back on, and we're going to stick this axle out of the way and come back to it when we clean it and get it ready for reinstallation. So as you can see, everything's here, the axle's out of the way. We're going to go ahead and we're going to remove our parking brake, this bad boy right here. And it's connected right here. All we have to do is take our cable, swing it over into this little groove right here, and pop it up out of the way. There. Now our parking brake is out of the way. So next thing, now we're going to flip this over, and there are 6 10mm bolts holding this on. 2 of them are already out, and I've got them sitting over here. But we're going to use our impact, and we're going to go ahead and remove the last 4 remaining 10mm bolts so we can access the inside of our brake drum. Okay, set our bolts to the side. Now let's pop this bad boy open. Alright, here's our brake drum. Everything in here looks practically brand new, guys. These pads look new, but we have new ones we're going to put in. Springs look new. They look really good. So I guess we're going to go ahead. We're going to pop these 2 springs out, so then we can remove our brake shoes, so then we can access the bolts to remove our axle hanger so we can get to doing some seals and bearings. Alright, let's do this. And as you can see, I brought needle nose pliers. I've got needle nose, oops, always picking stuff up off the floor. I've got needle nose pliers, flat nose pliers, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a flathead screwdriver. There. Alright. Got our 2 springs here. These are slippery suckers. Got our 2 springs. We got our brake shoes. These are our what they call, these are our cams. When you pull this lever, this moves, which opens up, which allows our brake shoes to contact the inside of our drum. Alright, next step is to take these 4 10mm bolts out so we can go ahead and separate our axle hanger, take off our brake lever so we can clean this part up and get it ready for powder coating. Okay, so as I said, the next step in the process is removing these 4 bolts right here so we can go ahead and remove our axle hanger. There, and that just lifts off like that. We're going to go ahead and set that right here with 4 bolts right in the middle. Now we're left with our axle hanger, 2 seals, and 1 bearing. We're going to have to go ahead, we're going to remove those, but we're not going to be putting new ones in at this particular moment because we have to powder coat this. Everything that we take apart this week, we're going to be reassembling in the next FL250 video, aside from the seat, because we're getting that reupholstered. So all this right here will be refinished and we'll be reassembling it in the next video. So alright, next thing is we're going to go over to the vise and we're going to knock these seals and bearings out. I'm getting all ahead of myself. We still have to remove our brake lever, which is a 10mm bolt. We got a 10mm wrench or 10mm socket. I'm going to go ahead, take that off, and then I'll meet you over at the vise. Sorry about that. I get so excited. Alright, so when I was removing the brake lever, which is this nut and bolt, I realized that this whole cam comes off after you take the brake lever off. You remove the washer, then on the other side of the washer, I don't know if you can see that, there's a rubber O-ring that goes under the flat washer. Now I'm doing this very lightly just to get it to come up. Definitely want to make sure that you don't lose this. We're going to be cleaning this up, and then this cam pulls right out, as you can see. it pulls right out. We're going to inspect this for wear. It looks pretty all right. The teeth are all right. And then the only other thing that we have to do is remove the seals and bearings. So we're going to go ahead. Looks like everything in here goes out the bottom, which would be the side that sits up against the brake drum. So we're going to go ahead, lock it in our vise like this, putting our brake, putting the side of our brake drum facing down. There, that should be all right. And then we're going to have, I'm going to sit this hardware over on the workbench, because as soon as we start pounding, things are going to start bouncing. Oop. There's one seal. And there's our bearing right here. So then we have one more seal, which, let me see. Yep, if you can see that, we have one more seal in there. We'll go ahead, let me see if I can, yeah, I might be able to. Let me stick this in the vise better. Now that we have clearance, I can put it right on the block. There, that's not going anywhere. So we're gonna start, in fact, let me get a smaller punch so I can get in between the housing and the top of the seal. There we go. And there's our second seal. There was a lot of crud in there. Then the inside of our housing looks really good. Alright, so next will be to clean this all up and get this ready for prep work. So we had two seals and a bearing. Let's move on to our seat back. Okay, before I get you set up on the tripods, I just wanted to give you a up close and personal look at what exactly we're looking at when it comes to this seat back. Me and Joe were talking about it today. As you can see, these little tabs right here, like any pressure, they just rust, they just flake right off. Some of them, it's just the paint that's holding them on or holding them together. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove all of this, all the old upholstery, the covering. We're gonna remove all those old tabs. We're gonna make a template. Then I'm gonna take it to work. I've already discussed it with the engineers. They're gonna enter the dimensions into the burn table, and we're gonna get new strips of tabs. And then next FL250 video, we will have a welder here at the Odyssey Life Garage, and we will be tack welding those new strips in, and then the seat back will be ready to go off to get upholstered. So let me get you on the tripods and we'll get moving. So exciting. Okay, so I guess the first step is we have to remove this this seat cover. Don't worry, the GT250 is going to get seat upholstery that is worthy of the GT250 name, so don't worry about that. Priority here is being gentle enough as to not cut our foam, because the foam is irreplaceable. So when we do this restoration, we have to be very careful. So we're going to start by cutting around the edges so we can remove the covering, pull the strips off the back, the strips of fabric off the tabs in the back, so we can get an idea of how bad they are and how many we're going to have to replace. Okay, let's do this. All right, let me give you a walk around. All right, guys, as you can see, like that whole side, some of them are missing completely. Right in here, they're all missing. You can see they're all in pretty bad shape down here too. These ones on the back of the seat, they're almost all completely missing. As with back here, same down here, we got these missing. So yeah, but when we get back here, as I said, they all look really good. No rusting on those. Those look really well. So we're going to clean all that up. Going to clean all the good ones up, tally up how many we need, and then make a template of 18 gauge steel, about a 1/2 inch wide, shaped just like those. So then next FL250 video, we can go ahead, grind all these off, and tack weld in new ones. So yeah, guys, that's our seat, that's our brake drum. Tune in that next FL250 video to see us put these all back together. All right, let's get to the outro. All right, guys, I wanted to bring you more this week, but we're waiting on our new welder to show up, and I'm super excited about that. And plus, we have to get our tack strips made on the burn table next week, and I will take pictures of that and share that all with you, so we can get these parts back to top dollar, better than factory quality. Nothing but the best for our GT250. So on that note, guys, I just want to say again a big thanks to Parker for shipping us out that new caliper. We are super excited and thankful for Parker. Good job, brother. If you didn't know, we did post that help wanted on the Odyssey Life Facebook page. So if you don't know about that, go over there, check it out. It's a whole different Odyssey experience. We answer all questions over there. And also a big congratulations to our FL250 tune-up kit winner, Bruno Vaz, down there in Mexico. Still holding it down with 2 FL250s, and we helped him out by shipping him an FL250 tune-up kit, coil wire, new filter, and a spark plug, guys. Odyssey Life's all about the love of the machine, and we like helping people out. So yeah, guys, next giveaway, we don't know what it's going to be yet, but the big one is the GT250. And all this stuff is sponsored by our proud sponsor, ODATV. Go over there, get something to keep your machine running. I don't know, guys, this is another week down. I'm excited to get on the FL350 next week. We got some things to do, and then we might have FL350 rip and ride planned. Stay tuned for that. So I guess for this week coming up, you guys, stay safe. Don't forget about Joe, the Odyssey Life Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to win, guys, and I'll see you next week. Oh, I'm so stupid.